everyone. It's another version of Better Call Art. Today we are with Amur Equipment, and we're with Rob Parker, who's the VP of Sales, and also Todd Lee, who's the VP of Sales. And I'd like to first introduce Rob. Rob, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Art. Thanks for having us. Do appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. And Todd, say hello.
Hey, Art. It's great to see you again.
Yeah, same here, same here. So I wanted to see if we could spend a couple of minutes and if you guys tell us a little bit more about your background, Rob.
Sure. Yeah, real quick. 32 years in this crazy industry we call office technology. Spent about 14 of them, starting from the old days of driving a van around, delivering copiers and banging those boxes out.
Oh, really?
And then, yeah, it was pretty wild. Then I moved over onto the finance side, and I spent 9 years with U.S. Bank as the director of sales and sales over there. And then most recently, 9 years with Wells Fargo as the senior vice president and leading that organization there. So a lot of years with toner in my blood, and I don't see it ending anytime soon. We'll ride this run out to the end. So
wow,
that's fantastic. About me.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I didn't know you had that much toner in your blood.
Turns my shirt black.
Yeah. So Todd, how about you?
Oh, Art, I was just doing the math a little bit ago. I think it's almost 38 years.
Wow.
And I started in forever ago with an independent dealer. And like you, I started as a service technician. I was a bad technician. To put me in sales worked out better. I worked for an independent dealer for a little over 10 years. And I worked for a manufacturer as a DSM for another decade or so. Right. And then I took over the VP of sales role for a direct manufacturer operation, headquartered in Minneapolis, covering about 6 states. And then after the VP of sales, I was the GM for another 3 or 4 years. Right. And then 8 years ago, I joined Wells Fargo. Rob Parker brought me over to the Wells Fargo equipment finance side and spent about 8 years there. And then this summer, we both joined Amur Equipment Finance to build out an incredible business serving the office technology industry. So yeah, toner in my blood, and I'm glad I'm wearing a black shirt.
Right. So 3 dudes with a ton of toner in their blood, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So that's good to know. Todd, maybe tell us, our members, who is Amur?
Amur is a company that you may not have heard of, but they've been around for a long time. They've actually been in existence for over 25 years, headquartered in Grand Island, Nebraska. And they're one of the top 5 independent finance companies in the nation, which really means that they're big enough to be stable, you can count on them for the long run, but small enough to have flexibility that you need so you can grow. So we've served all kinds of different industries, including the office technology and software side. Right.
Okay. And Rob, how about the Amur name? When Todd first told me about it, I was kind of like, well, tell me more. I'm interested.
So Amur Equipment Finance, I mean, it's an interesting name. We all have the same question. We get this beautiful green cat thing. And what is that all about?
Right.
So our chairman, Mustafiz, really prides himself, and he's really all about aligning with things. And if you think about the cat, the Amur leopard is what it is. It's one of the most endangered animals actually on Earth. And it has a lot of unique characteristics. And we kind of tie our culture to the whole cat, right? So cat, C for curiosity, A for agile, and T for tenacious. And to survive in this crowded space in this crazy industry of finance, it's really important to be all 3 of those. Right. And with the back of all that, what our main focus is, and the motto going into 2022 has been, we're big on small. So we look for as many ways to help as many small businesses, and small doesn't mean a small business. I mean anything other than even your publics, we're there to help. So that is really what we tie ourselves to and pride ourselves on, that our mascot.
Right. And the Amur River is in what country?
It is in Russia and borders with China. So
Amazing.
yeah, quite a
That's
thing,
cool.
yes.
That's cool. So one of the other, I guess, in our space, I've been doing this now for 42 years, and there's no shortage of leasing companies. So what makes a more unique and different?
Well, out the gate, I'll take that one, Todd, is really, if you look at all the sources, leasing sources that this group probably deals with, which are all primarily banks. Then you got Great America, who is an independent leasing company. We, in general, look at life a lot differently. And this question's probably come up a lot with the group. Why can't we look at B and C credits, storied credits, look up startups at a lot different? The answer is always no, 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 and no.
Right.
So that is, they have found the formula. We price to it. They have a very unique model of which allows us to look at these businesses and find ways to get them done while accepting the risk, through the pricing model. So that in the forefront has created a huge demand within our space, as we've all watched plenty of deals go down the road because we could not get them financed.
Interesting. And Todd, how about, I know there's a lot of companies that will work with B and C credit customers. Well, again, going back to Amur, what makes them different?
Well, there are other places that you can take B and C credits to get them funded. Sometimes you can take them to a broker, and a broker will go out and shop it. And of course, brokers put a couple points on it for themselves as well. But even if you go directly to the other companies that will work with those B and C or storied credits, it isn't the same as working with your primary leasing partners, because the customer usually has to sign the docs of that finance source.
Right.
And they treat it like it's their customer, not the dealer's customer. And as a dealer, you want it to be known as your customer. And you've trusted someone to service that customer. But it's still, at the end of the day, your customer.
Yeah, that's how I've always felt over the time, because I made the introduction to the leasing company when I'm with the dealer. Yeah, and of course I would tend to, this is my customer. I'm introducing it to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by when you, I guess when you talk about risks and no longer your customer?
Well, there's risks, because when they look at it as your customer, they treat it, and when they look at it, a leasing company looks at it as your customer, and they have a program agreement in place with you that covers all aspects of how that customer is going to be serviced by them. And they also make sure that it's documented that they're going to give you portfolio protections. They're going to give you trade up quotes and all kinds of capabilities that are favorable to you as the originating dealer. When you go to someone who's not in a program agreement with you, it's their customer. You sign their doc. They treat the customer however they want. They do whatever they want to with your portfolio. They can give you upgrade quotes, maybe. They could also give it to somebody else. They could sell in place. They can do whatever they want to, because it is, at that point, it's their customer. So there's the risks. You lose all control of the relationship.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's dangerous. I actually, when I was with the direct operation, we bought a branch in North Dakota that had been financing with a independent finance company, and it was about a $7 million dealer. The finance company didn't have a program agreement with the dealer that we bought, and they wouldn't give us trade up quotes. They wouldn't give us any quotes. They wouldn't give us access to our portfolio. And over 2 to 3 years, we took that $7 million dealership down to about $3 million because we couldn't access our customers. That was a dangerous situation.
Yeah,
We didn't know about that risk.
yeah. Hey, Rob, earlier, Todd mentioned reps have to go get docs signed. So what do you guys actually require?
Well, documentation's always there. It's always required. We try to make it as simple as possible. And if you look at the number of companies now within the office technology industry that use private label documents, you know, those, you know, they've been vetted by everybody. So, you know, again, this playing right into that whole suite of sources where we don't force you to go back and go, okay, well, we want an Amur doc now, we'll accept those documents. Again, so a lot of times, none of it, not that anybody in this group would ever go out and sign a deal without having credit approved prior to getting it delivered. But so when those deals happen and we're looking for another source, and more steps up, looks at those tougher credits, finds a way to get them done. We take that documentation that's already been signed and off we go, get them booked, funded,
Right.
and off to the races we go and off to the next one. So,
Right. I was one of those who would go out to the account, go get the do whatever pitch, get the deal done, and get the lease signed and bring the lease signed, and then try and find a home for the approval, which was trying at times.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes, you know, sometimes you just don't know. So how about you? Are you being accepted by the dealer and manufacturing community?
Yes, absolutely. It's interesting with the, as Todd and I have been working on and building out the program, and we've been busy talking to so many of our dealer friends. It's amazing the excitement, the openness and the willingness to sit down and talk, look at the different things that we're doing, to be able to have a source that will fight for storied credits, the Bs, the Cs, the new startups, et cetera, and still protect and do all those things we just talked about is extremely unique. And it really is striking a chord throughout the community.
Right.
And we're just looking forward to bringing it to as many as we can. So I think that coming through COVID and all the craziness, and now you get just the economic challenges, there's probably no more important time than now to have a source like Amur.
Right. And I heard some scuttlebutt about a recent recognition.
Sure. Well, it's interesting. Yeah, we're getting quite a bit of recognition, but it was nice. The Canada group, or the Canada report, have added us to their 2022 watch list as a company. You know, and it's a crowded space, and people might think we're crazy, but the approach we're bringing to the market and the uniquenesses that Todd and I have mentioned throughout this conversation have really put us in a leading position, we believe.
Right. Very nice. Very nice. So, Rob, another one for you, please. What do you mean your team? And is that more than just you and Todd?
Great question. Yes, it is. So Todd and I certainly joined together back in, gosh, what was that, August, I guess. Since then, I've brought on Alicia Kramer has joined us. She's a longtime industry vet, over 18 years in the industry. Mike Molinowski, who's joined us. He's out of the Dallas market, and then Brandon Eastabo out of the Chicago market have joined us. So there's a number of us now. We are on the hunt for more good people. This is a large country. We want to continue to service well. So if any of you out there know folks that are interested in leasing and would be appropriate, we'd love to hear from you.
That's awesome. So we're all looking forward to a great 2022, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is great. I think it's it's fantastic that dealers have more choices. I think more choices is good for the industry, and I think somebody serving the market that lot of, let's say, companies kind of shy away can help out a lot of dealers get some of that other stuff done that they need to get done in order to move forward, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Right.
you know, you're to that point, you're exactly right, Art. This is more business opportunity. This helps a dealer grow their top line revenue because there's
Yep.
usually about 20% of the deals that aren't going to get approved by the traditional leasing companies. And if we can help them with even half of those, that brings a lot of additional business into that organization. So it's an opportunity to help them meet their goals of 2022, whatever their growth goal is. If it's 20% increase in your quota, we
Right.
can help you get part of it there.
Right. So what's a great way for dealers and reps to get a hold of you guys and gals?
Well said.
That's a mystery. How about I send you a piece of paper or an email that has our contact information on it? Could you put that at the end of this?
Oh, absolutely. Or contact Google us at Amur Equipment Finance and you'll get a hold of us.
It's easy. R. Parker at amuref.com or T. Lee. So R. Parker or T. Lee at amuref.com.
There you go. Fantastic.
We
So
love
Todd and Rob, I thank you very much for your time today. And
Thank
you.
we're up for the challenge. So challenge us, send us that stuff. We'll be happy to show what we can do. So we appreciate it, Art.
You're quite welcome. And I want to thank you for your time and looking forward to a great 2022 for all of us. And also want to close this like we always do. You know, one of my favorite sayings is the harder you work, the luckier you get. Everybody have a great evening.
Thanks.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you.